like a broken soul in a wonderland without angels. This is how I feel when the mirror shows me a stranger. Yeah. And I know they're just fragments of a world where your absence all I get to see. Take me back to the planet where you and I are still meant to be. 'Cause I'm incomplete when you ain't by my side, when you don't wake up next to me. Yeah, I'm incomplete. I need you here tonight to cover up these empty sheets. 'Cause I'm incomplete. Yeah, I'm incomplete. Hey, 'cause I'm incomplete.
So, welcome guys. Welcome to a special edition. Really buzzing to be here. As you've guessed it already, we're at Iktus in France. It's took us a colossal 22 hours to get here. We was all shattered last night when we arrived. We arrived about 7 o'clock. Our fishing don't actually start till this morning. I'm waiting for the lads next door to pack up. They're leaving at 12 and then I can get the rods out. But, you know, I've managed to get the bivvy and the swim and everything, so, you know, I've not got that much to organise. The bait's prepped. I've just got to get the rods out and start rigging up. Obviously I've got to go out there and find my spots. I've hired the motor and the Echo for the week along with the boat. I think that's well worth going for. Here it's totally different to back home. You're searching for them depths, what they're feeding at. There's a lot of bars and plateaus out in front of me, but we'll touch on that as we get into it. I'll let you know what I'm doing, you know, my baiting approach, you know, so you've got an idea if you're ever coming here in the future or if you fancy it, that kind of thing. I'll touch on it and I'll go through it during the week. We'll cover everything. But for now, I'm going to get myself sorted because it's getting on for around about 10:30. You know, it's always hard when you come to venues like this. You know, you try and pile a bit of information together, but I've kind of come with a clear head. Obviously, I've had a bit of advice from Derek Ritchie. He fishes here a hell of a lot. He's currently in swim 15. He's been here a week already, and when I last checked in with him, he's had 10 fish up to 47 pound, which is really good going. The guys next door though, to be honest, I think they've probably done the best, and they was actually fishing my water. When I last checked in with them last night, they had 31 fish between them, and quite a few of them fish was over 20 kilos. The biggest was 28 kilos, which is a 60 plus fish, you know, 60 pound plus fish. Dave and Liam are in swim 13. The guy that was in there also had fish. I don't know how many fish he had, but the biggest fish he had was 65 pound. And where Terry and his dad have gone, right up the top end of the lake in peg 6, there was another 60 pound fish come out of there. So as you can imagine, we're all quite buzzing. We're in a good area. So yeah, I'm gonna crack on. Let's get going. Wish me luck. Double thumbs up. Can't wait. Well, we're finally fishing. It seems to have took ages today. We're getting on for 7:45 now at night. Since I did that update earlier, nipped and had a shower, went to the supermarket, got all the supplies that we needed, so we're all sorted now. I think we got back to the lake about 3 o'clock. But like I say, it was really hard work finding them spots. The guys that was next door that had that good hit of fish, they was catching in between 2 and 4 meters of water on top of plateaus. My right hand rod, I believe that is the spot that they was fishing. I'm not 100%, but I seen their marker out when I got here, and that's the only plateau that I can find in that general area. That's in 3.6 meters of water. My middle rod, that's actually on the same plateau, but it's about 20 yards away. That's in 3.8 meters of water. The baiting approach, I've not gone too heavy. Like I said, I'm using 18mm boilies, just the boilie approach. I'm not putting anything else in. I've heavily glugged the boilies, and I'm also soaking them in lake water. The boilies that are not in the lake water, I've put quite a bit of salt on them with the glug and a bit of rapeseed oil, just to help preserve them a bit. But what I'll do is I'll keep soaking them in batches, so I'm not putting out, you know, fresh boilies, so to speak. It actually looks like bait that's been sitting there for a while. I think that helps you when you're fishing for pressured fish. If you can put a bait out there that looks like it's been there for a long time, or at least that's the method behind my madness anyway. My left hand rod, that's fishing in 3.2 meters of water. Again, that's on another little plateau. Either side of that plateau, it drops down into 5.5 meters on one side, and on the other side it drops into 4.4 meters. That's just advice really. Them Dutch guys that was fishing next door, they said that all their bites come in between 2 meters and 4 meters of water. So it is quite deep out there. To be honest, it's sort of an average of between 4.5 and 5.8. But there is a lot of plateaus. There's all sorts out there. I mean, there's some plateaus that come up to like a blooming triangle. So, but we're all settled in, we're sorted, and that is the main thing. Although it seems to have took ages to get here and get sorted, you never know. When that rod rips off, it could be a fish of a lifetime. I'm feeling confident, especially them two out. They're about 100 yards, both of them two that's on that bar out there. Yeah, I'm really confident with them two, especially with them having the fish. Even if it's not that exact plateau, it's in that same vicinity. So I'm pretty confident. It was around this time yesterday when we got here, and we've seen quite a few fish show. While I've been out in the boat, I've seen a couple of fish show. One showed actually quite close to the boat. I'm surprised. It obviously wasn't scared by the boat. Yeah. When I bring a rod in next, I'll show you the rigs. but I'm using the LFB again, and they're all tipped with white. I've got an 18mm bottom bait and a 12mm topper. I might chop and change the colour, but Derek Ritchie is having his on diamond whites, mainline diamond whites. He's fishing runny rigs, 15mm, so I fancied going in with a white to begin with. But to be honest, I've not really changed that much to come here. I'm pretty much fishing the same style as what I fish back home. Because I'm fishing for big fish back home, I've not really had to change anything. The only thing I've done differently is the leaders that I've put on. Lead core's banned on here, and snag leaders are banned. But you're allowed to use the unleaded leaders or tubing. So I've used the Avid pin down. That's you know, fared me well in the past. In fact, 90% of my fishing that I did on Monk's Pit was using the Avid pin down. It's good stuff, that. It takes on the water and it follows the contours of the bottom. I've gone fairly long. They're about 1 metre in length each one. The main line I'm using the RM Tech 20 pound fluorocarbon. Like I said, that's the same as back home. Even the rigs, I've got the size 4 straight point hooks. They're what I use back home. Combi Link in 25 pound, that's the material. Fish blowback style, but I don't do it with a ring. I fish it with a bit of silicone on the hook. Fairly long hair, a bit of shrink tube to create a kicker. I don't have the kicker set, you know, on an angle. I just have it so it follows the contour of the hook, basically, so it's just extending the shank. But yeah, I'll show you them up close. It's just been a bit of a mad rush. Very hopeful for tonight. I'm going to leave it there and stop waffling. It's time for some food. I think the dark's coming in fairly quick. So with any luck, you'll see me tomorrow with a fish, or through the night. Hopefully through the night. I think them Dutch guys was catching between 3 AM and 6 AM, so it's quite early. And like I say, we're an hour in front here than the UK, so it's dark up until about 7 o'clock in the morning, and it gets dark around about 8 out of 8 time. Right then, I'm going to leave it there, and I'll see you very soon. Well, first bite, it's a catfish. I'm going to be honest, I was a bit deflated when I saw what it was, because the fight was really good. He gave a really good account of himself, but it's a PB, so I'm going to show it to you.
Get your cat out. What a beautiful
54.5 pounds of minging catfish.
Do you want these? Want me to hold it up?
Yeah, you can do, yeah.
Yeah, of course, I'll do it. Yeah, not a problem.
Yeah, join the slime. Lovely. Quick few pictures and I slip him straight back. Cheers, Tom.
No worries, man.
You stay there. Well, I wasn't really expecting that this morning, let me tell you. To be honest, I'm surprised it didn't happen sooner, because last night, just before dark, I seen a few fish showing in the area, and it's like between my markers on that plateau. So yeah, when it rattled off this morning, oh, I tell you what, I didn't have to get the heart pumping, going out there in the boat. And to make matters worse, it's really snaggy out there. It kept pinging off one snag to another snag, and you could feel it grating, and it's like I was turning into a gibbering wreck, to be honest. But yeah, I was pleased when it went in the net. But also, you know, a bit of deflation at the same time, because I didn't really want a catfish. But you know, you've got to take what comes, haven't you? So at least I know the spot's working, the bait's working, albeit the wrong species. What a difference a day makes. There's been a couple of fish out. Liam next door to me, he had a mid-20 last night. It's quite early on as well, it was about 11:30. And then I get a message this morning from Terry. Terry and his dad. Terry's had one this morning. So I'll hand you over to this clip now. This is what happens when you think you've caught a bream.
First night, Lake Iktus. Couldn't have asked for a better start really. Found a nice shallow spot out there and had a bream first take, and then we put the rod straight back out there. An hour later had another bream bite, and yeah, but it weren't no bream, it was it was this £54, no, £53.25.
What a fish. Is that a PB tail?
No,
No?
it's not far off it, but it's yes please mate, yeah. Give it a bit of water.
I tell you what, that's a gorgeous French fish, that. Made up for you, mate.
Oh, mate. How's that for a first trip? First fish of the trip.
Buzzing. Get some pictures. By French standards, that is an absolute gorgeous fish. I mean, I've seen quite a few fish pictures of the fish that are in here, and some of them are a bit like Quasimodo, so that is one of the good ones. Well made up for him. Not bad to say it's a first fish as well, you know, a 50 plus on your first fish, it can't be bad. But it's overcast now. We had a bit of lightning last night. It's overcast and raining at the minute, so it's looking good for a daytime bite. You never know, once them rods are out there. I just hope it don't rain too much, because the water temperature is quite warm, and with this cold rain that's going in, it might push them off the bars, it might push them into deeper water. That's my only worry. But it is due to pick up again for the rest of the week, so we'll see what happens. It was the snowman presentation that got me the bite, but I'm fishing the same on all three. Yeah, and one thing I haven't mentioned, I'm using 5-ounce leads, you know, so when you're dropping it in the boat and you're coming back, there's no risk of moving that lead. And that fish had dumped the lead. To be honest, the take, I got like a single bleep, and then it just took off like lightning, so the lead must have just come straight off. I'll show you the lake. Whoa. It's not a bad view to have, that. We just want a big carp now. Fingers crossed. It looks like the lake is still in a giving mood this morning. as I receive a phone call from Derek Ritchie informing me that he's got a chunky mirror in the net.
Wow, here we are, look at that little beastie. All 42 pound of it, lovely jumply, that'll do for me. Lost 2 last night, I lost a good one up there, the hook pinged out, and I lost a good one here right at the net. The one I lost here was definitely a 40, just the sheer size of it, and it come off at the last knockings. They don't half hang on, these fish in here, they proper give you a good workout. I moved the rod, which I lost one on in front of the swim, from out of here. I had 2 rods jabbed up round the corner here, and one of them was quite slow, so I brought it round because they'd been fizzing in the daytime in front of us, right in front of us. I put it in there about 1 o'clock in the morning, and boom, off it went about 4, screamed off, and the bloody hook come out. I couldn't believe it. What a bloody nightmare. But this is it. We're going to get a big one soon. One of the prize guys. I want one of them big old 60s. Got another 3 weeks left. So it looks like we could be in with a shout. I'm moving up into Paul's swim. Yeah, don't waste your time. Get with Paul Esseltine. Yeah, look, he's here. He's filming. We're getting it on with the dawn. Come on. So, one steel sucker. I think we better say goodbye to it now. Whoa. Here he is.
Well done, my lad.
Here he is. Get in there,
Getting it
Paul.
on with the dawn.
Yeah,
Here
all the way to
Iktus.
France. All the way to the south of France. That's stunning, isn't it?
It's beautiful.
What a beautiful fish. Look at that. You can understand how they fight when
Yeah.
they've got rudders like that. I'll show you a picture in a minute of one that has got its tail. I had it out where you are. Its tail, I'm not joking, is massive. It's about 5 of my hands put together. Right, we better get it back because it's getting a bit frisky now. Whoa, 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 steady now. Whoa, steady. Go on, girl. It's time to go. Oh, looks big in the water. Ooh. Come on, the old bird's singing a song. Come on.
Get in!
Get in there! You know you want it! There's more to come.
Well, it's coming up to dinner time now. I'm just going to go head out. I've decided to move my left hand rod. Advice from Derek really. He fished this swim a hell of a lot. And like I say, he comes for a month at a time when he comes here. And he's never had a run off of this left hand side here, so it seems a bit pointless me leaving a rod there. But I have seen some fish showing this morning, and they've been showing past, well beyond my water basically, where my markers are. Like I say, they're running parallel on that bar. Well, another 40 yards to the left, I've seen quite a few hippos lump out down there. And that swim is vacant all week, and I've had permission off the bailiff to put a rod in there, so you know, I may as well take advantage of what's around you. So I'm going to head out now. So yeah, this is my setup. Basically I've got, you're not going to be able to see it, but just for the sake of telling you, I've got a good metre length there of the Avid pin down snowman presentation. So this is the rig I'm using. On the top end here, I've got a tungsten anti-tangle sleeve, 25-pound combi link, couple of blobs of the putty. That there is a size 4 straight point from Team Terminal Tackle. And again a shrink kicker, but noticed it's not an aggressive curve on there, it's just following the shank of the hook, basically just to extend the hook point. Also another thing to notice is that I have the tubing round the bend of the hook. It just turns and catches every time basically. It's actually pink bottom bait on this one, trying something a bit different. The rest of the bottom baits are all brown, and that's tipped with white. The bite that I had on, that was also tipped with white, but that was a brown bottom bait. Just trying something different. Big 5-ounce lead, square leads. I love the square leads. It's my favourite lead to use. Yeah, I'm not going to bother marker floating this one. I'm just going to drift about out there, see what spot I can find with the echo. Ideally, I'm looking for a plateau or something, and instead of going on top of it, because I've got two on top of that one over there, I'm going to drop down the back of one into the deeper water. I'm told, you know, sometimes them bigger fish hold back from the rest of the other fish, so let's give it a go. So here we are, heading out to look for a new spot. Bloody lovely. That swim, I don't know if you can see that right down in the middle there, that's where Terry and his dad are, where they had that banging 50 this morning. There's Liam and Dave over there, my swim there. I'm sorry if the footage is a bit shaky, the GoPro is attached to my head. So we're coming up now, coming up to one of my spots. They're both here really, they're about 20 yards apart on the same plateau. Like you see, we've got 5.5 meters and there's all sorts. There's literally all sorts. Look at all them humps and bumps on that. So here's the first one. This is the spot that did me the bite. Don't know if you can see them H blocks, they are a bit small. It's picking fish up on the echo as well, in the deeper water, believe it or not. Just going to ease off a bit here. So I'm just going to plop a few boilies out. Just top up. I'm just coming over my spot now, 3.8. And just plop a few more in, just to make sure we've got some more bait in the area. That'll do, don't want to go overboard, just fishing for a bite. Right, now let's see what else we can find. Ideally, I don't want to go too far. Slow it down now, just let me drift a bit. Here we go, what's this coming up? That looks like a good area. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's coming right up onto that plateau. Look at that, it's almost a pyramid that. If I could get down the back of that, that'd be awesome. Oh, look at that, it's like we're on top of the plateau there and it's like 2 different levels. We're in 4.1 meters of water here. Just trying to gauge how far I am from my other markers. That'll be why them fish have been showing, because it's quite a level plateau this. Comes right up to 3.9. 3.8. I am tempted to put a rod here, because looking back at my swim, this looks like the area where I've seen them showing. But you know, they might just be coming up to have a sit around in the sun. Here we go, here's where it's starting to drop off. Yep, I'm going to go right down the back of this gully here, into the deeper water, off of the back of the plateau. The bottom looks a bit soft. The bottom don't look good. Let's have a run back round again. Oh yeah, that's right at the bottom of it. 5.7. I tell you what, that looks really tasty. It's like a little gully. Let's have a little lead, see what that bottom's like. So it looks soft on the sounder. Oh, that feels nice. Nice and firm. Oh, that plugged in. Silt there. It's firm there. Yeah, so that's where it's showing up. It's showing the silty area. It's just starting to come up the plateau now. Just check my hook point before I lower it back down again. I'm going to go for it there. Just on the drop off of the plateau. Just lift and then lower it back down. Feel the drop. No, didn't feel it. That's it, that's the drop. That's the drop we want. In slightly deeper water. A few baits round it. I'm not going to go too mad. Just fishing for a bite. That's literally all you need. Good 4 handfuls. Let's get back to shore. Well, what a lovely evening. Just look at that for a view. Seen a few lumps today, lump out where I moved that left hand rod to. I mean, I'd seen a couple before that, which is what made me move it, but even after moving it, I've seen a couple of lumps. But nothing seems to come out in the day here. Derek's had a tench today, a big tench, you know, £11, but other than that, nothing really comes out in the day. From what I can gather, it all seems to be night time, sort of early morning, night time. Oh, I've got a phone call. That was Derek the Don just checking in, giving me a bit of an update. There's a river just out the back over here. They've been doing some raft races up and down it and that in fancy dress and stuff like that. It's been down there having a look at that. Telling me about it. I didn't even know it was on, otherwise I'd got a few pictures or something. But hey ho. I've been sat watching this all day. Best programme on. Yeah, before I come here, it's like, what really made me want to come here is like, I wanted to catch a £50 fish. And I know there's like loads of other lakes in France that you can go and you can easily catch £50 fish, but you know, catching one out of here, it's more of an achievement. And I didn't know this, but when it wasn't until I got here that I found out there's 40 fish over £60 in here, and the biggest goes 72. So I knew they went up to 72 before I come, but I didn't think there was that many 60s, so, you know, fingers crossed and all that. It could actually happen. But, you know, like I said, I'll be happy with a 50. That's what I've come for. Terry's already done it, you know, on the first night. It can't be bad, can it? You know, we've still got 6 nights left. Absolutely buzzing. You know, it's one of them waters where you got to think about what you're doing. Rig placement really is the hardest part when you're going out with the boat and the echo and that. You know, you've got to get that bang on really. Them fish, I mean, as a starting point, you want to be sort of like, you know, altering your depths and then see where you get by, unless you've got some sort of inside information. I mean, I've had like a bit of advice off of Derek, and then, like I said, them Dutch geezers that were next door. So, you know, I had something to go off. But that left-hand rod, like I said, I've moved that into the deeper water, just in case, you know. I've got 2 on the bar, but that one's in the deeper water, just keeping my options open. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there because I can see the battery lights flashing. So, if you don't see me in the night, you'll see me in the morning. Well, I'm just going to help Dave because he's attached to something and he's having a bit of a nightmare. It got wrapped around his H-block, gone through a snag. So I'm just going to give him an hand. He's not used to being in a boat. But even my adrenaline's pumping for him because it means a lot to him, this fish. He's worked hard for it. He's managed to free the H-block and he's attached to the fish, so it's looking good. Geese. I know mate, I know. I seen it ping off that snag and then it was actually behind you, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And then when I seen it wrap round and that, I sprinted to my swim.
This fish is going wherever it wants.
Yeah, well, you know, try not... At least you're above it now. If it hits a snag, you're in the best spot now. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? God, we're going to end up miles away. Internet it. It's a big one, mate. It looks like a 40. Get in.
Have it.
Right there, my son. Well done. You deserve that.
What a way to... 41 and a half. Biggest carp I've ever caught. by a long shot.
Get in, my lad.
It's only Sunday evening, Dave.
I know, I've waited 2 days for this. Obviously first day was a write-off because of the massive journey, but this has made it worthwhile. First ever 40, I had my first ever 30 this year. Rods are back out on the spot after a crazy battle of just getting tangled in my H block, getting snagged up. Well worth the effort though.
Top man, Dave, well done.
He loves it.
Get on the
Congrats
door.
on PB, Dave.
Oh, I wish
That's
you
why
would
I'm
have
making sure that were your phone. Well done, mate.
That's what PBs are for, my son. Yay!
There she is. Second fish of the evening. Lovely 28-pound mirror. Put up a decent fight out in the boat. Obviously I've got quite clear over this spot, so there's nothing to get snagged on. Hard fighting fish right to the end. Thoroughly enjoyed it.
Well done, mate. Just as we thought day 2 was nearly over, I managed to round it off with this lovely £35 8-ounce mirror. Unfortunately, I had a bit of a technical issue and forgot to press record. Well, it's been rather quiet since that fish last night. Nothing to show for my efforts this morning. In fact, the only person to catch this morning's Dave. He's had a little 22-pound common. Again off that same spot that he had the other 28-pounder from. So yeah, it's not easy, but we always knew it was going to be like this. I've got a feeling that the fish have moved off into the deeper water, because after I had that fish last night I went back out to find my spot, and it's quite tricky at night time. You know, it's quite disorientating to where you actually are and things like that, and my marker floats are quite small, and you know, I wasn't quite happy with where I placed it. So this morning I got up and that, when it was light I went back out to replace this rod. And as I was approaching the bar, just where it drops off, there's a lot of fish milling about along that whole channel, to be honest. I went up and down it and that, so I've slightly changed things. I've put all 3 rods, instead of on top of the bar now, they're all fishing down the bar, and just as it drops off into the deeper water, just at the bottom. I mean, obviously that's Derek's favourite spot anyway. But you know, I just kind of feel it was the right thing to do after nobody else catching. Yeah, fair enough, Dave nicked that small common, but you know, you are always going to get the odd straggler here and there. So I've backed them all off into deeper water. Hopefully that pays off. So yeah, it's I'm still buzzing for it. I just can't wait for my next bite. It's one of them waters, you know, as soon as it rips off, God, the heartbeat starts going and it's like a mad rush. You got your little routine to get, you know, you got to get your, if it's night time, you got to get your torch, get down, life jacket on and rod in hand, you know. It's like a little routine. You've got to sort of like have everything ready to pounce. So when it does go off, it's like adrenaline, you know what I mean? You've got that many things to think about. Oh, it makes for some good fishing. The only hard bit about it really is getting your spots right. But it has been a bit cooler this morning, so maybe that's the reason why they've backed off of the bars. But it's due to get hot again for the rest of the week, so you know, I'm not just going to sit on them, sort of thing. But we'll see how tonight pans out. It'd be nice to have a bite in the daytime. I'd love to get a bit of rod action filmed with a GoPro. Whipped up a few more rigs. I'm basically all sorted again. Soaked another batch of bait. So this is how I've been doing my bait. This is actually just lake water in here. Basically what I do is I put all the bait in a big bag. I glug it up, put my salt and my rapeseed oil in there. That helps preserve it, but not only that, the bait draws it into it. And then you soak it in the lake water. It doubles in size. Obviously, you know, just look at the attraction in that now. It's like gravy, that water. And the boilies are easier to break down. Beautiful. So all we need now is the fish to play ball. Finally, a bite in the daytime. Adrenaline's pumping. I was actually on my way over to Dave and Liam's swim as the rod tore off. It actually feels like a nice fish. It's slow and ploddy. Yeah, it does. Feels like a nice fish, this. The funny thing is as well, I'm not really superstitious, but I just paid the lake, had a bit of loose change, just chucked it in, said a little word, and not long after, we're bent in. Oh yeah, it does feel nice. That 35 I had yesterday, it was just thumping all over the place. This feels a lot slower. Let's see ya, let's see ya. It's a nice fish. Oh yes. Slacking off a bit. Oh yeah, that is a banger. That is a banger. I do not want to lose this. Yes, you beauty. Get in that net, come on. Come on. Get in there. Get in. Yeah. Well, it's not quite as big as I thought it was, but I'm well chuffed with that one. It felt like an absolute beast playing it. As you've seen, the heart were pumping. Actually switched over, tipped to a pink that one, not white. So I'll thank Dave for that one. Cheers, mate.
That's the knowledge.
Nice to get a bite in the daytime as well. Chuffed to bits. Little fatty. It's a right hand rod taking off that deep spot. So it's obviously working. We've got another two following that same gully. Get this back out. Hopefully there'll be a few more to come. So it's been a few hours since I last had that fish. It's really nice when a plan comes together. I've put the rod back out, back in the same area in that gully again. So all three are fishing. I've not touched the other two, I don't feel the need to. I redid them this morning anyway. I put pink back on that rod. Dave's been having most of his bites on pink, to be honest. He had a couple on pop-ups and a couple on snowmans. He's not long just lost a fish actually, not long after I had that fish. So it's nice to get a few bites early on in the day. Well, I say early on, I mean before it gets dark, because we're coming into evening now. It'll not be long before it's dark. Looks stunning when it's like this, when it turns to a mill pond. You see everything that moves. Well, I'm not going to waffle on because I think I'll be running out of memory card space soon. So, wish me luck for tonight. Hopefully, one of them big uns is not too far away.
After losing one about, what, hour ago, got my rod back out in the spot, and this lovely 35 pounder graced the net after a fierce battle in the lake.
Tell you what, Dave, it's a right chunky looking thing that. We estimated it well wrong.
Yeah, it looked bigger in the water. It looked a chunk, but I'm happy with that. 35 pound. Another Iktus mirror.
Well done, mate. Bravo.
Have some of that.
Well, what a night that was. Absolute carnage. Highs and lows. To be honest, it was mostly lows. Dave lost 3 fish on the bounce. and then I lost 3 fish on the bounce. There's absolutely loads of snags out there. It's like a jungle. There's trees, all sorts, like big stubs, and it's amazing we land anything, to be honest, but it come good this morning for both me and Dave. Dave's landed another PB, a 45 pounder. I've not seen it yet, so I don't know if it's a mirror or a common. And then I've landed a PB as well. Just shy of the 50 pound mark, 49 pound 4, but I'm stoked. That one certainly made up for them losses. I just, you know, we'll keep us fingers crossed that we can get a 50, but hey ho, it's still a PB, so I'm buzzing. I'm absolutely buzzing. I must have had it an hour before light, and I've been sat waiting, I've been tying rigs and that, making sure it's alright. Although it's only been sat there an hour, you know, I could not sleep after that. Could not sleep. And then I was just walking over to do this little piece, and the rod ripped off again. Well, here's an absolute first for me. A pike on a boilie. It's not a bad little pike either. Not going to do any pictures, just going to slip him straight back. Ever such a strange take, really funny. I reeled, and I couldn't feel nothing. I thought, oh, that must have just been a liner that I've not connected with. And then when I got about halfway across the pond, hooked a pike. So it's either picked it up and swam towards me, or it swum into the line, and as I'm reeling in, it's hooked it, because it was hooked just on the outside of its jaw, so you never know. But just slipped him straight back. Tell you, highs and lows, it is a good place, this. Anyway, I'm going to stop waffling because the adrenaline's pumping. I'm excited. Let's go get this fish. Well, here he is. My new PB. Look at the shoulders on that. He's hard to hold. Beating me up. And there he is, look. What an absolute beast. Buzzing my tits off. Again on the pink, snowman. Can't go wrong. I'll show you the other side quickly. Doesn't matter. Whoa. There he is. Get in! I'm going to slip him back, he's bloody heavy.
20 kilos!
That's what that.
I bet he's fucking like having a nice hot shower. It's going down.
Yes. Come on, baby.
This is what I've been waiting for. New PB, 45.3.
Lovely jubbly.
I am happy with that bad boy. Just going to show you the other side. Absolutely cracker of a fish. Fighting to the bitter end.
Awesome. Well done, mate.
So it's coming up to that magic time again. The afternoon's setting in, the wind's died down, and eventually the heat's starting to drop a bit as well. It's been absolutely roasting today. I don't like it too hot, but I do like it here. So, you know, I can't have everything. Well, I've had the lines in today, give the swim a bit of a rest. Because it really hasn't had much form in the day, I think, to be honest, we've only had like the odd fish in daylight throughout the whole of our group, so it just made sense. And not only that, it gave us chance to, you know, go to the shop, restock, things like that. You know, just make sure everything's prepped. Got another batch of bait soaking. I've had a bit of a nightmare though, where the motor on the boat packed up on me. I've had to ring the bailiff. He's come down, he's taken it away, but he's told me he's going to have to try and repair it because he's had 4 motors break down today. He says, oh, it's been shit day, he says to me. He's a nice chap, I quite like him, he's ever so funny. So it looks like I'll probably be waiting till tomorrow. He says the boss is going to go get some new motors tomorrow, so I think we'll have fun. when we get one later, or if we get one, should I say, but I'm feeling confident. Yeah, even when you've got the fish in the net and you're motoring back, it sort of like pulls the boat to one side. So of course when you're rowing, you've got to have the net placed at the back of the boat, just to make sure you go in a straight line, but it makes it harder to row. I just hope the wind don't get up too much tonight. Seems to kind of have a bit of a routine at the minute. It's like hot in the daytime, and then as soon as the afternoon starts to drop in and the temperature drops, so does the wind. But it don't drop for long. It seems to gradually pick up again as we get into darkness, and then in the early hours it drops to like still. That's how it's been for the past couple of nights anyway. One thing that was noticeable last night, the temperature dropped quite a bit more than it did do the last couple of nights. This morning there was a nice mist rolling off of the lake and that. I love being here when it's like that. That's my favourite time. Not only that, it's like it's all peaceful, the mist is rolling off, you hear everything around you, and then when them rods rip off, you know, it's just totally, how can I put it, you go from like being all peaceful and calm to that's it, adrenaline pumping, panic stations. That's what really gets me going, and the thought of having something big attached to it. So here's hoping for a 50. I'm going to keep trying. I think it's achievable and I'm going to do my best. I've really got my heart set on catching a 50 this week. So we got so close, so close. Let's keep soldiering on. I shall speak to you very soon. So it's been another frustrating night. 2 losses. You know, it don't half get you down, but it's nothing that I'm doing, it's just the nature of this water. I mean, I'm not fishing light. I've got £20 fluorocarbon on and a £45 avid pin down leader, and it's just cutting through it like cheese string. But we've managed to catch one. He's not a big one, he's £29 too, but it's a nice dumpy mirror. Here he is, look. Proper dustbin size. Angry, very angry. There we go. I tell you what, that's shoulders in the making, that bad boy. Got plenty of growing left in it. The other side. I just hope the light's doing it justice. Slipping back. So I just want to show you what I've tweaked. This is just little adjustments. Again, it's the same rig, just little adjustments. I've lengthened the rig a little bit. I'm now using 10 to 11 inches. Same hook, same bottom baits, only this time tipped with pink. And the 2 changes I've made is I've made the hair slightly longer, and I've moved the silicone further around the shank. It makes the tip of the hook much heavier, so it turns quicker. It only works that if you lengthen the hair as well. So good little tip there for you. It just wants to turn and catch straight away. It makes that point flip straight in, makes the point heavy. Well, this was a bit later in the morning than expected. So that makes it 2 fish this morning. This one's 38.8. Lovely fish that. Again, taking on the snowman. Pink seems to be doing the business at the minute. All 3 rods are fishing on the pink toppers. I'll show you the other side quickly. And there we go, look. Dumpy. Let's put him back.
Yeah, so me and Dad was in peg 6. We had obviously had that lovely 50-pounder. Had a nice catfish and a humongous 100+ sturgeon. But where we're fishing in the deeper water, we just didn't think it was going to be as prolific for the carp. And obviously that's what we've come for, the carp. So post 11 was free, and we thought a move was on the cards. And yeah, we moved yesterday afternoon. And we've not even been in here 24 hours and we've had 5 bites now. I've had a 45, Dad's had a 28 common, and we've had a 68-pound catfish. Unfortunately, we lost one to a cut off on the bar, but we adapted. We made our leader longer, and yeah, next fish up, next bite on that, we've managed to land it, and it's another 40-pounder. Oh, let's show it for you. Yeah, 42.5 pound.
Lovely.
Stunning.
Get in.
Absolutely incredible place, this Lake Iktus. I'll recommend it to anyone. Absolutely buzzing.
You could put up with the 10 hours.
Come on. Back to you, Paul.
Well done, mate. Thanks a lot.
So after that frustrating night last night, losing 2 fish on the bounce, the lake's been kind to us this morning, landing that nice 29 and then that 38. I think I had the 29 around about 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning. So I got back to bed thinking that was it, bite time's over. So when it rattled off again around about 9:30, you know, I was gobsmacked. I mean, I was fast asleep as well, so I got up, I was absolutely in a daze. I thought I was dreaming, you know what I mean, because it hasn't happened before. So it was really nice to slip that one in. And as you've just seen, Terry's managed one. That was only about an hour ago. So what's happened this morning, it's been slightly different. It's been overcast all morning. We was due a thunderstorm, but the thunderstorm didn't come. But with that overcast weather, it really helped. Here's fingers crossed, hoping that that carries on. It's about 1 o'clock in the afternoon now. The sun is up now and the sky's clearing. So I do think it's going to be tonight again before we get another bite. Dave last night managed to nick himself a 23-pound mirror. He had that around about 11 o'clock, and he also lost one in the early hours. Liam, who moved down into peg 6, he's managed to bag himself a sturgeon this morning, so he's chuffed to bits. You know, it can't have been nice for him sat between me and Dave are catching, and he's sat in the middle not catching anything. That must have been doing his head in. I'm not surprised he moved down there. He's gone down there with his fingers crossed, you know, thinking he might just have that one chance from a big fish. I really hope he gets it, he deserves it. But you know, we're all catching now. Terry and his dad have had a brilliant start in swim 11, 5 bites last night, you know, and a couple of 40s in with that. That's not bad at all. So we're all enjoying ourselves. It's a lovely place to be. I suppose the only negative thing you could say about it is there's a lot of snags, but other than that, the fishing's good. We're all getting bites. It's a nice place to be. The people are friendly. Yeah, I like it here. I'd come back here, let's put it that way. It's worth the 10-hour drive. So, well, I'm going to stop waffling now. I've not really got much to do apart from sit about for the next few hours, I think, because I've already primed the spots ready. Basically, I've got 2 spots that are rocking. Both spots are doing me bites, but it's the spot to the right hand side where I keep getting cut off, and the other rod is what did the 2 bites this morning, and I've landed both of them bites. But I've tried all sorts, you know. I've gone through a full spool of Abbey pin down lead-free leader, you know, making them longer and longer. And you know, I still keep getting cut off. It's just one of them things. It's really, really hard to deal with, you know, get it through your head. I mean, well, what else can I say about it? It is frustrating and it does your head in. I do think they should allow some sort of shock leader or abrasion leader anyway, you know, where you can actually, you know, fish a good length of it. I think it'd really benefit here because it'd eliminate them cut-offs. But still, you know, you've got to abide by the rules, and that's what it is. So you've got to make the best of the situation. Anyway, let's stop waffling, and I shall see you very shortly. Well, it's not long since that update. And like I said, I probably got a few hours to sit around and do nothing, but the fish had other ideas. Just had a nice 42, another pucker looking mirror. Here he is, look. Lovely colours. That's better. Nice to get a more chunkier stamper fish. We'll keep hitching closer to that 50. We can only keep our fingers crossed. There's the other side. Pucker. That's 8 fish now. It's heavy. Slipping back, see if we can't make something else happen. Gonna have to be quick because the storm's coming in. It looks like the weatherman was right in the end. He just got his timing all wrong. Just had a quick look at the weather app, and the air pressure is due to drop with this storm. It's going to go down to 1001. So although it might be uncomfortable for me, it's going to make the fishing a lot better in my opinion. Some of my best sessions have been in a storm or just after, so I'm feeling really positive for what's to come for the next 24 hours. I'll keep you posted. Well, no fish for me last night, and to be honest, it's getting quite late on in the morning now. I was starting to panic thinking it wasn't going to happen, But this, I'm made up with this one. This is a gorgeous looking fish. It's a common, it's just gone £38.11. It fought like an absolute demon. Check him out. How long is that? Its mouth is absolutely massive. Sweet. Lovely. Yes. I wanted a common as well. Mwah! Let's slip him back. So we're coming up to dinner time now. I'm really surprised after last night, after that thunderstorm and the low pressure coming in. If anything, it's had a knock-on effect to the lake. People that have been catching a few, you know, it's really slowed up for them. It's not just myself. So I was really pleased when that common come along, let me tell you. Beautiful looking fish, that. Dave managed to catch a 29 this morning. Terry and his dad have managed 3 fish between them. I don't know the sizes, up to £30 I believe. Liam is on the move again. He's not feeling it down there in peg 6. It's just an open bowl of water down there. It goes down to 32 foot of water. He says he's just not feeling it, so he's moving right up to the opposite end of the lake in swim 1. It's a lot shallower down there, and there's quite a few fish up there showing in numbers. He's trying his hardest, bless him. That's all we can do though, try his hardest. Time's fast running out. It's our last full day tomorrow, 2 nights left, but early pack down on Saturday morning. So it's in the hands of the carp gods whether or not we manage to slay a 50. I have heard some good news though. There's a guy in peg 7 and he managed a 30 kilo fish today, which is in the region of around about £66 off the top of my head. What an absolute beast. I bet he's pleased as punch, because that's next to swim 6 and it's fishing that open deep water. Not much features to go at there, from what I've been told anyway. When I was preparing to come, I clocked these. These are a right bargain from Home Bargains Go System Gas. It's the tall canisters, but there's 631 millilitres in there, £1.99. Absolute bargain. I don't know if that'll focus. So yeah, I stocked up on them. Yeah, impressed with them. I like to find a good bargain. I'm sure you all do. So get your send down to Home Bargains, stock up before they take the summer stock off the shelves. Yeah, I'll spin you around and show you the lake. It's flat calm, no wind, overcast. Just bear with me.
When I thought this trip couldn't get any better, it's just gone and outdone itself. Yeah, just about to redo the rods for the evening, and one of them's kicked off, and yeah, I'm a bit blown away really. PB common, £57.5. I'm completely blown away. I don't know what to say really.
It's a good job that bucket's full, mate.
Oh no!
Stitching!
That's called you down, isn't it?
Oh, beep beep.
Spilled the back,
Oh my
spilled the
God.
waders up.
Oh my God! What?
Well done, mate. That is awesome.
Yeah,
Oh my God!
beautiful fish.
This is why we come to Lake Iktus.
I'll be a weightlifter, isn't it?
That's it.
Alright, ready to get wet?
Yeah, go on then.
Ready? Ready?
Yep, go on then.
What a beast.
Well, what an absolute beast of a fish that was. I think it's worth mentioning that Terry and his dad are fishing together, but they're taking it in turns on the rods. And every time it's Terry's turn, he seems to always land for the big one. So, I mean, he was quite generous last night as well. He let his dad have all the bites last night because he really wants his dad to catch a big one. And his dad had nipped to the toilet today, so he obviously took the rod, and that's what happened. So, you know, when luck's on your side, it's on your side. I'm not feeling very positive for tonight, I'll be honest. The nights where I've had a few runs where it's looking good, there's been fish showing in the area, so I'm not too sure how it's going to pan out yet. At the minute, there's a lot of fish showing to the right of where Dave is, and there's the odd fish showing in front of Terry and his dad. So we'll have to see how it goes. But fingers crossed, we've still got a bit of time left of Big Fish Thursday. Let's see if we can do it. Wish me luck.
Really, you took about a kilo.
Is it because this is a PB grass carp?
No.
Paul's like down to his last set of clothes, they're my short.
Well, I'm not quite sure how this is going to go. I've got a very angry grass carp here that's already escaped the net once. But this is a PB for me because previous to this I've only fished on the surface for him and had an 8-pounder, so here we go. Yeah man, 30 £, on the button. That'll do for me, especially when I not long said I don't think we're going to have much action. But that was a lunatic fight, absolute lunatic.
Well done, Paul.
Cheers, mate. I'm not going to bother with the other side, it's too angry. Good morning everyone, and welcome to the final day. Really quiet night for me last night. I kind of expected it because I haven't been seeing the fish show in front of me. Like I said when I had that grass carp, I was quite surprised that it rattled off. Dave's managed to nick a couple of 20s in the night, so I'll hand you over to him now with a 29 common.
Well, that was a nice little wake-up call. Second comment of the trip, a bit bigger than the last one. This one was 29.2. Here's the other side. Look at her, it's just fantastic. What a fight.
Well done, mate.
And then he also had a 27 mirror. Here's the picture of that now. So yeah, last night was the coldest night we've had so far. Mist is still coming off the lake and it's 9 o'clock in the morning. But I was awoken this morning with Derek. He's been down and he's got a couple of nice fish retained for us. So we're going to head down there, do a bit of filming. He's got a 42 and a 54, so hold tight, I'm on my way. Knock knock, camera crew.
Hey, here we go, look at this beast, look at that, whoa, look at that, good old Paul, he's looking after it for me, look at that wonderful fish, what a lovely clonker it is, 54 pound, had a fair old ride on that, had to go out in the boat to get this one, couldn't land it from the bank, it was out there, it was what a fish, getting dragged around by this for about 15 minutes. Again, same tactics, that was on pineapple wanger, that one, on a pineapple wafter, and some diamond whites, over about 30 diamond whites, something like that. Sent HMS Liberty out there and dropped a payload, and here we go. Thank you very much at Iktus.
Right banger.
Look at that. Woohoo! Here he is.
Getting it on with the dog.
Get it on with the dog. You know the score. Hardcore. Yeah, let's have some more. Wicked. Come on. Let's do it. We're going to put it back now. Right, well here we go. Look at that beast. This came just after the 50 and this one was 42 pounds. Looks like it could be one from England with all them lovely scales on it. It's one of the prettiest ones I've ever caught from here and I'm well impressed with this. And here we go, the phone's ringing and off we go. I did that to you the other day, didn't I? Here he is, Paul, this time. Cheers, mate.
You're welcome, you're welcome.
Thank you for coming down here and doing this with me, because I find it a bit hard to get up and down with all this bloody big fish.
I'm not surprised, you just keep slaying them, my old mate.
I'll keep trying.
Yeah.
We're doing well. The old boys have had a good session, haven't they?
Yeah, they have. We've all enjoyed it, we're all catching fish.
Are
What
you
would
coming
you
back
say?
again?
What would you say to anybody thinking about Iktus?
Ah, you gotta come here, you gotta come here. You gotta come here.
I've got a fish.
He's got a fish, he's gotta go. See you later.
Well, as you just seen, I was down in Derek's swim. I could leave my rods out because Dave's only fishing next to me and he's landed the fish for me. So this is half Dave's fish really. But check him out. £43 on the button. Missing a peck this one, so I'm going to call him Pecky. It's quite fitting. And funnily enough, it's around about the same time as I had that long common yesterday. Didn't realise, but Dave's left the rig in. I had to take it out. Tell you what, that was nailed, never coming off. Absolutely nailed. But that's what we want. It's looking like it's going to be quite a warm day today, so I'm not sure how the fishing's going to go. Here he is. Wanger on the banger. Del rushed me straight back in his car. Bless him. Sweet. Let's put him back.
Look at that for a whacker. 6-9 tench just comes out of nowhere. My first ever tench I've ever caught, so I'm well happy with that.
Slippy, aren't they?
Yeah, real bad.
Lovely.
That was about that then.
Well, fairly gutted. I've not long had an up pull. I did all the hard work as well. I got out, I got past the snags, past my markers, I was above the fish. Oh, and it was towing me about, felt like a good fish, and then the fish changed direction and the hook pulled. You know, what can you do? Hey up. Fish on.
When the red dot's on, is it recording? Still got its curtain.
Has it?
It's never been cold.
Right in the face. Well, it's not very often that happens. Rip off why I'm talking to the camera. But that was very unexpected. Right, short little fat thing this, a common. Just gone £26.8. There he is, look. What a fatty. Oh, it's making me happy. Another bite in the daytime. I do apologise for the lawnmower. Can't be helped.
As the old Chinese man says, ye who have no grass, look for lawn.
Tell you what, he's even harder to hold that way round. Like a football. Lovely. Let's slip him back. Well, that was a turn up for the books. I didn't expect that. As I was saying before the rod ripped off, I lost one to a hook pull. I did all the hard work, got past the snags, was above the fish, it changed direction and the hook pulled. And then it's been about an hour since that and I had that one. So you know, it helps to persevere in the daytime, but now I'm going to get them rods in, nip for a quick shower and prepare myself ready for the last night. One thing's for sure, I am ready to get back home and see the family. It's a long time to spend away from the kids. See you later, bozos.
Bye. Bye.
Love you.
Bye.
Mwah. Mwah.
Bye.
Love you.
Bye,
Big good boys, weren't you?
Yeah. Daddy, catch a big fish.
No.
Daddy, catch.
I'll try catch a big one. So on that note, I'm going to go for a shower and then I'll update you soon. Speak to you soon. Well, we're coming into the final evening now. The rods are all sorted. I'm feeling quite positive. I've seen a few fish showing in the general sort of area, not too far away. And we've had a couple of bites today, so it can't be bad. I think one thing worth pointing out is if you're thinking on coming here or a trip like this is to make sure you come prepared. I think I've gone through about 30 rigs in total now. It's been a constant job making rigs. I mean, with what's out there, it's just brutal. There's gravel bars, sunken trees, you name it. Even when you're not catching a fish, you're dinking them hooks over. And I'm one of these that would rather get a fresh hook out of the packet and give it a check rather than sharpening them up. I just believe it weakens the point. So it's looking pucker. We've got one last chance to try and bag a whacker before we go. Well, wish me luck. It's all or nothing. Well, it's come good in the end. I've got a leaving present. Nice, lovely looking common, £33 too. What a way to finish. I was beginning to wonder if I was going to get one for the road. The big ones eluded me, my target, what I come for, but I'm not disheartened at all. It is an awesome place, this. And it's been a great week's fishing. 20 bites in total, 8 losses. That just goes to show how brutal this water is. But check him out. Made up. Thank you, Lake Iktus. It's been a blast. I shall see you again very soon. That is what I say to Lake Iktus. I will be back. And he's just as pretty on this side. Lovely. Put him back, start packing up. He's only got a couple of hours. I'll give you another little update before we leave. So that's it, we've come to an end of an amazing week. I've thoroughly enjoyed it. I've just looked at my notepad and my total for the week is actually 21 bites and 13 fish landed. I am well buzzing with that. It's far exceeded my expectations. It can be a runs water, it depends how you fish it. A lot of the European lads that come and fish here, they bring a lot of particle, a lot of maize, and they bait heavily. It takes like a good 3-4 days for the fish to move in on the spot, but when the fish move in you can have a big hit. Generally speaking though, they tend to get a lot of the 20s and the 30s and maybe the odd 40. I believe that style of fishing, the bigger fish tend to back off it. That's just my opinion, I may be wrong, but Derek Ritchie, he's been fishing here for years. He comes for a month at a time, so you know, taking the advice what he's give us, fishing small little baited areas and that, you tend to pick off the bigger fish. And obviously that's proved this week. Terry's had a PB common at 57, backed that up with a 54 mirror. Myself, I've had a PB mirror at £49. Yeah, I didn't get my target, but am I disappointed? Am I heck? That was an awesome week's fishing. So yeah, there's not really much else left for me to say, except, you know, like, subscribe if you want to see this kind of thing more often. You'll next join me on my syndicate for another passion for big carp. Hopefully, you know, the hunt for the 50 continues. I'm still hunting for that UK 50 as well as a European 50. So stay tuned and I'll catch you again sometime.